Yo, what up, what up, what up? What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? We back. You feel me? Hold on, let me get right. Boom. Alright. In this video, we're gonna be reacting to trip with girlfriend's dad ends in crime scene.
I just said if I ever see another bruise on her, I said I won't be having words with you.
You wouldn't just leave me. The seed
Oh, so
has
I'm
been
guessing he
planted
put his
in my
hands
head
on
that
her.
I'm questioning about my father as well, because...
The last one with him?
Yep.
On October 28th, 2022, the Crow Wing County Sheriff's Office received a report about a missing man in Merrifield, Minnesota.
Sheriff's Office. Hi, I inquired previously about trying to find someone, and I'm still not finding any information. I would like to file.
I'm guessing he put his hands on her
The
and
report
the
came
dad
from
found out.
19-year-old Cordelia LaFlex, who told deputies her boyfriend, 23-year-old Bryce Brogel, had vanished 2 days
like
earlier
actor.
after leaving with her father to unload a trailer. The couple had just moved from Washington State and were staying at the home of Cordelia's father, 45-year-old Michael LaFlex. Responding to her missing persons report, deputies made contact with Michael LaFlex later that same day at a storage unit in Merrifield, the location he claimed was the last place he and Bryce had been together.
Our coverage is made possible.
They don't pay me, they pay you, gang.
So we came here, we unloaded, we pulled out. Yeah, they went to Arizona first. Somewhere, he wouldn't let us know where they were at. Somewhere in southern Arizona. And then from there, they were there beginning of August, I think.
That's crazy.
And then they headed up to Washington.
He just having a casual conversation with these cops as if he didn't do what he did. I don't know what he did, but I'm guessing from this title he killed bro. We just gotta find out how and why.
Cordelia said to me it was somewhere near a small town near Spokane. That's all I ever got out of it. And
he know he did that shit. Now he trying to. That's crazy.
We got back Wednesday, and
Do you know about what time they showed up?
5:15ish.
Okay.
At 5, I was putting laundry in. I was washing my sheets so Cordelia could get out my bed. She asked if she could stay with me while Bryce stayed somewhere else. And so I said, why don't you?
not get along?
I don't care for him much.
Okay.
And it's not that I would never throw somebody out on the street for that, for not liking him. But he didn't want to go stay at my mother-in-law.
But you would kill somebody for it. Come on, bro.
He wasn't going to stay there.
Come on, bro.
I don't like him. Last spring when he came to stay with us in March and stayed with him, there was a lot of verbal abuse towards Cordelia. There was a time where she came down with a big bruise on her face, which she said that was wrestling. My other daughter said it could be, could be that. It was not, and then heard her crying. So there's always been the fighting and him being that way, but she just knows that I don't care. I didn't care for him that much, and he didn't. He doesn't want to be where he's not liked. Oh yeah, no, yeah, we unloaded all that stuff back there.
Okay.
This here too.
He tried to change it up.
I don't see anything else up here. It's mostly back there. What was left in the trailer was 2, the dish baskets that had toiletry kind of stuff in it. He said to leave them in there. And then
Why he kind of sound nervous, like his voice shaking when he speak. He sound like he up to no good. He sounds suspicious as hell. Okay. His voice shaking a little bit.
So you guys, you drove right up here from the house.
Yes.
Unloaded. But how long did that take?
Oh, 45 minutes maybe. Maybe. Because he was, he was looking at stuff and trying to figure out if he was going to keep something or take something. And I think there was one bag in there too, clothing bag or something.
Okay. And then you left here.
We left here.
And where did this interaction occur?
It happened just right out here. We got out, got just down, started to get up to speed, and the lights came on, and it happened right down here.
And you said you're not good with cars because you don't know what they were?
It wasn't, the one was a small, kind of like your size there, or something that size. I tell you the truth, I didn't see what the make was of that one.
But there was lights on them?
No, there was.
Like
there was
emergency lights?
Yeah, there was the ones that come up front. I didn't see anything up top, but there was the ones that came on there, and then the car looked. It was kind of a dark gray, and it kind of looked like the new Taurus.
Okay.
But I'm not 100. like I said, it came by like that and pulled in front of the vehicles, and they put him in the back seat. The other one up, the officer, walked around, got in the car, passenger seat, and they left.
Okay.
And then they came back to me. The other two came back to me. The one came to my side, let me out, took my caps up, and said, "Is this vehicle registered to you?" And I said, "Yes, it is."
Which vehicle did you end up in?
The white one.
The white.
The white Ford Escape.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Bryce ended up in which one?
The dark gray, whatever it was.
He was driving the white.
Yeah,
Escape,
yes.
But which vehicle did you end up?
Oh, the SUV.
Okay, and Bryce was put in which one?
The gray car.
Taurus. Okay.
Taurus looking.
And was there a cage in this car?
Not in the one I was in. It looked.
Bro, he sound. Bro, I don't know if it's because I'm already assuming that he did something, but he sounds so suspicious right now. Like like the way his voice sound. I feel like I wonder if the cops can feel his like. Now you know we can feel somebody lying. Like you can feel somebody bullshitting. I wonder if the cops just know like yeah, he did this shit. Like he playing. He did this, and he know he did this. I wonder if the cops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no way I'm the only one noticing that shit.
From the
His
inside
voice
of Plain
is-
Jane, it had some
His shit shaking.
small in the center on the center console. It had a small, looked like computer or something, but it was folded down.
Okay.
I was,
Did he say anything to you
Who?
when
He,
Bryce?
no, he didn't. I mean, when we left here, he said thank you for your help, and that was it.
Did you guys have any other conversation?
No, I mean, I asked him on the way up here how the drive was. He said nice, decent.
Okay.
You know, it really, I didn't care to talk with him. I mean, most of the time we've ever talked, and I can show you messages where I've never, except for, one time last spring, when I didn't see the bruises. My mother-in-law did, my daughter did. I just said, if I ever see another bruise on her, I said I won't be having words with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end. But there's been so much conflict from his side, and I can show you messages where, and I didn't respond.
Bro, basically,
Anyway.
bro basically just told them that if he ever see another bruise on her, he gonna do something to her. He gonna do something to him. So now we gotta just find out if she had a bruise on her recently, cause if she did and he seen it, he did the shit. He killed that man.
Bad way, but just.
Did Cordelia not want to come with, or what was the deal? How come she didn't come with? and help?
Said she was smelly and stuff and needed to shower.
Okay.
Bryce said on the way back that he had a feeling that somebody was going to get arrested when he got back here. She said the FBI. Cordelia actually did.
Does he have any reason to,
Just disappear?
or make it look like he's disappeared?
I don't think so.
That's her?
I don't think, no. 'Cause, I mean, she said they were going to be going back to Montana to work. And that they were, I mean, he was very, what's the word, possessive of her. And, he was, all her phones, or all her emails and everything went through his phone so he could watch who she was talking to.
What the
I think
fuck?
her Facebook, everything was going through his phone so he could screen everything.
Right. So what you're telling us is that the last you saw him, he was in a unmarked type squad car.
Yep.
You believe he was being arrested?
Yes, it was a dark gray, what I believe to be a Ford Taurus. Yeah. Yep.
And you've never had his phone, you weren't in possession of it today?
It was in the vehicle.
Okay.
I took it. I did take it. And I just wanted my daughter to get away from him. I didn't want her to, keep after him, but that's just it.
It was in what vehicle?
It was in mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
And what'd you do?
So he took his phone.
Okay. Was there
in Brainerd.
where in Brainerd?
Holiday.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the dumpster?
Yes. No. In a garbage can.
Like in the gas?
Yes.
Which one?
I believe the center one. Yeah, the center one, the closest aisle. It was sitting on the center console, and I was scared. To tell you the truth, I was scared of the whole situation. And
I think he know he cooked.
Afraid, honestly, of somebody tracking it and coming after my daughter.
When did that happen? After he was taken?
Yeah, what, with me with the phone?
Yeah.
I had it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm afraid. I told my daughter yesterday, I said, just wherever you're going, let me know.
He know he
Going here,
cooked.
going
I ain't
there.
gonna lie.
I just-
It's
I'm
over
afraid.
with
When
his
did you
ass.
drop it in?
I dropped it tonight.
Okay, on the way to your sister's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't concerned about you guys. Actually, I think I dropped it before I knew she was even coming to see you guys.
Okay.
Um,
I appreciate you talking.
Yeah.
telling us that.
Yeah,
Like I said, that's a lot of times.
it was laying there, and I was afraid. I was afraid for my daughter when this all went down. I was worried that somebody was grabbing her.
So it was in the car after they took him?
Yes, that phone was sitting on the center console when I hopped back in it.
Okay.
And I was just like, there it was, and I was like,
But what I can tell you is now, with what you've told me,
Yeah.
I need to take possession of the phone to make sure nothing gets destroyed.
no, there's nothing.
And
In
what
yeah.
I'll do now
Yeah.
is I get a search warrant for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
And we'll still get it back.
yeah.
To you.
I just
And
don't.
I'm not saying that I think you're guilty or
Yeah.
anything like that. If what you're telling me is true, Mike,
Yeah.
then your phone's gonna help.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna show where I stopped and show.
It's gonna show exactly it's gonna show me where you were that night.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
as long as what you told me is
Yeah.
the truth, you got nothing.
Yeah. That's.
But it would be risky not to try and gather this evidence.
Yep.
So, okay.
Yep.
It for you as much as against
I wonder if he like took his phone with him, cause that'd be dumb as shit if he took his phone with him. But I ain't gonna lie, I seen somewhere, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think I seen somewhere where like people who like leave their phones, and shit, the police still know, like they they can check if you had activity on your phone. So if they see you been on your phone all day, but at this specific time you it wasn't no activity on your phone, like I think they can see that shit too, which is actually insane. That's kind of crazy, but I wonder if he probably took his phone on some dumb
I
shit.
understand. I've just people have said, don't give him your phone, don't give him this, don't give him that. So that's why. I mean, I like to cooperate, I do, but in the same spot, it's like, how, I know the way it looks. So.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you telling me that about dumping the phone.
Yeah.
And what you're telling me can certainly make sense,
Yeah.
especially with the fact that you came forward with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it makes you look guilty or
Yeah.
anything like that, but I am saying that I need
Yeah.
to gather this
Yep.
to corroborate what you
Yep.
told me.
Yep.
As investigators continued
They
their work,
bullshitting this man.
another interview from that same evening would begin to shatter Michael's story. This time, it was his daughter, Cordelia LaFlex, who had her own version of what happened. And her account painted a very different picture.
How's yours and Bryce's relationship been?
Good.
Okay, any abuse or anything like that?
No, not really, no.
Not really?
Not really.
Dad's Mike, right? Talk to Dad about
What do you mean, not
relationship
really?
with Bryce and good things, bad things.
Bad things, test things, I guess, but...
What'd you tell Dad about Bryce and your relationship?
Well, so in perfect honesty, Bryce told me everything about his past. He explained to me, so of course in the relationship I know, right?
Tell me about his past. What did he tell you?
Well, so... he was really assaulted when he was a kid. And he had not good parents at all. His dad was a meth head and his mother was abusive, and his father was abusive as well. She also got an abusive step-husband, everything else. So he spent most of his childhood locked up and been in other things.
You told Dad that?
No, the only thing Dad found out about was just the brief stint as apparently a offender. He tried telling me that, throwing it in my face that, do you really even know him? Do you
So
know
he a
everything
sex
about
offender?
him? And he's pissed. And he said he's not. He's never somebody. That is not a truth.
Dad didn't like that he thought Bryce was an offender?
Yep. Well, and it started some heat because my dad actually was an ex-offender.
I know your dad for many years.
But he had that, and of course that got dropped when the duration filled out, but that was something that was brought up as well, that my dad was a offender. And it was actually a shock to me because he likes to say that as kids that there was signs or whatever, and that we knew or something, but I don't actually recall knowing that, and knowing for a fact that I knew that that was a label on my father, but...
How did Dad feel about Bryce being, in his mind anyway?
Yeah, not the best about it. And
when did you find that out?
that was in June, just before we went.
Oh, so his dad
So
thought
how's your
her dad.
relationship with Dad?
So her dad thought the boyfriend was a sex offender, but he wasn't. But the dad was an actual sex offender. So he mad at somebody else for what he think they did when he actually did the shit. Come on, dog. What type of? Come on, bruh. I mean, I understand. It's like it's your daughter at the end of the day. It's your daughter. You feel what I'm saying? But still, like, come on, bruh. It's better ways to go about the situation.
Fine. I talked to him more than I talked to anyone,
And if she ain't really did nothing, if he ain't did nothing to her,
Had any communication with me.
why he mad at her? Why he mad at her?
Once every 2 weeks or something like that.
Once every couple weeks?
Yeah, it was never more than 10 minutes of a phone call.
Are you his only dad?
I'm his eldest. He's got two, but I've always been a daddy's girl. Headbuttingly as that is.
Yeah.
And of course, he's dad, so he thinks he can just play protector. And I'm worked up and irritated and crabby.
So you guys decided to come back to Minnesota. Did you tell anybody?
There was less than 10 people that knew. It's weird because the men that took Bryce said something about that. They said something to my father about how there was an outstanding warrant in Arizona, and they mentioned something about Washington, which we didn't even know about the warrant. But
How did Dad say that he got Bryce's phone?
if I'm being perfectly honest to you guys, I screamed at my father and just left my aunt's house because I just found out that information.
So he dumped it in a garbage can.
No, he failed to tell to me that he had both of Bryce's phones.
Why he dressed like that? Like, this nigga dressed like a mob boss or some shit. Like, he got the little, what's that shit called? The suspenders, I think that's what them bitches called. With the little tie, he got his shit rolled up with the little hat, you know what I'm saying? This nigga think he fly as hell.
Or just the one end.
I ain't gonna lie, he kinda is though. I ain't even gonna catch. He's kinda fly.
Bryce had two phones on him. As far as I was aware, he had two phones and the phones were taken with him. I just found out less than a half hour ago that my father had one of them in possession. Or had a phone.
Threw him in a dumpster. So have you talked to him about that?
No, I screamed in his face and told him I'm not sleeping at his house again, and that's where I'm at. He told me, two things he told me. First, that the woman in Washington who's pressing charges on Bryce due to property damage, he said that he convinced her not to press charges on me too, apparently. And then he also told me, yes, that he had possession of, I don't know if he said both phones or just one, but he said he had possession of a cell phone and that he was worried someone was tracking it and that they were going to get a hold of me or something too.
So how did he explain this kidnapping thing that he's explaining?
Well, at first, we thought it was the cops. For all extensive purposes, when he showed up and explained it, he explained it like the police took
When
him.
exactly did he show up and explain it?
Just after 6:30 maybe. On Wednesday.
6:30 p.m.?
Yep. They were gone no more than 2 hours before my dad came home.
How long did that take?
Oh, 45 minutes maybe.
The substantial gap between the time Michael claimed to be gone and the actual 2 hours he was missing quickly raised the suspicions of investigators.
Damn. So his whole lives all fucked up. He's saying 45 minutes. She's saying 2 hours. That's a long ass time to be. You know what I'm saying?
Within the first 10 minutes, I texted Bryce. I never got a response.
Is that normal?
Not to get a response?
Yeah.
No.
Does he keep his phone pretty close to him?
Yes. Usually, Bryce and I aren't even that far separated where we need to.
They're gone for 10 minutes, saying they're going to the storage shed. You text them and they're gone after about 10 minutes.
No response. I texted him at 5:50, so it was probably 40 minutes after my first text message. Sorry, I'm blanking on your first name.
Travis.
Sorry, Travis.
So about 5:10 you text him and
Yep, and Travis took pictures of them as well, so they were all time stamped as well. And yeah, I asked him, I was like, are you planning on coming back for me? And I got no response. I tried to call him and there was nothing, and then I called my father after that and there was nothing.
So when you were sending these texts, was your dad back yet?
Nope.
Nobody was back,
No
just
one
you
was
at the
back
house?
yet. Yep.
Okay.
And I got left at the house to shower. So as soon as I was done showering, I'm wondering where everyone is, and the trailer's a little 4x8 with not that much stuff in it. It wasn't gonna take longer than an hour to do. It really wasn't.
Is that stuff in the storage shed now?
Yes, it should be. Yep.
Percentage-wise, how full do you think
Oh, that was the
trailer
storage
for
shed that was at the beginning.
80% at least.
Okay. Like, top to bottom, front to back, 80%?
Yeah. We started at the front and loaded it all the way back, but I definitely know it wasn't loaded to the full top.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't filled in fully.
So, a real serious question. What do you think happened? Honestly.
Real serious answer. I thought he was sitting at a police station somewhere.
But you know better now that that's not true.
Yeah, up until yesterday, that's what I still thought, and I was still waiting on a phone call just to hear. In all honesty, I don't even know now. It could be the mob or something that picked him up. I don't even know.
She's telling
Do
with
you
the
believe your
mob.
dad that some people kidnapped him?
Yes. In personal honesty, Bryce is not the kind of man, I feel like, who could just be put in a position where someone's gonna tell him to go away and he's
But that's the thing though. What the fuck would the mob got to do with? Like, why would she think the mob took this nigga? Why would the mob want anything to do with bro? He ain't got nothing in value to them at all. Why would the mob? Come on, bro. Let's be realistic here. The mob, my nigga.
disappear, or he cares about me. And
Oh, of course.
And I have his dog. I have all his stuff. He left his wallet in the car at the time too, and everything. And that had over $1,000 in it of what was our money.
So
I'm telling you, the mob don't want $1,000, my nigga.
perspective, what do you think?
They could
common
care less
sense
for
kinda
$1,000.
tells us?
That something shady is going on. That's how we all feel. Is that something shady is going on right now?
Because he wouldn't just leave you.
No, he wouldn't just leave me. And of course, the seed has been planted in my head that I'm questioning about my father as well. Cause
The last one with him.
yep. The only thing that came across as suspicious and a red flag in my mind is that Dad made a comment twice about me staying home and him and Bryce going unloading the trailer. That's what I was told. You want to stay here and shower, and Bryce and I will go unload it. And he popped it the first time, and I don't think I really even said anything definitive or commented, but we got talking on something else, and then Bryce came in, and then he asked again, and that's what him and I agreed upon. I was like, okay, that's fine. You two can go unload the trailer, and I'll stay here and I'll shower.
Cordelia not want to come with, or what was the deal? How come she come with? And help?
Said she was smelly and stuff and needed to shower.
Okay. So he said that she said she didn't want to go because she had to take a shower, but she's saying that he told her not to come, so she instead took a shower. So this nigga lying, his lies are starting to expose themselves.
Given the suspicious 2-hour gap in Michael's timeline, and the fact that he had just admitted to disposing of Bryce's phone hours before Cordelia's interview, investigators recognized major inconsistencies in his story. They began examining the surrounding areas, estimating how far Michael could have traveled during the time he was unaccounted for. It would soon lead them into the woods outside Merrifield.
Oh yeah.
So it was like this, and then all these branches were broken off and put in it.
You can try to make
Tell them to go live and
a fake bush.
We'll probably need a probe of some sort. Looks like
Bro tried to make a fake bush.
Sandy, previously dug area that they broke off branches and stuck them in the ground.
fresh leaves on top.
And then fresh leaves on top. But it's,
This is probably animals.
We kind of dug down with their boots about 6-8 inches and don't see anything, but this is probably, it's really odd. Well, there's broken off big branches, medium-sized branches, and little branches that were broken off and stuck in the middle of it. It could be something like that, but somebody put a bunch of broken branches over the top.
Ain't no animals smart. There's no animals that's gonna be smart enough to be able to stick branches in the ground and put fake. Come on, bro. That ain't no animal. A person did that shit.
Top, and it's kind of a sandy area where the rest of the ground here. It might be nothing, but it's.
The BCA crime scene team arrived shortly after and began processing the site. As investigators dug through the soil, they uncovered the body of 23-year-old Bryce Brogel, buried several feet underground. The Ramsey County medical examiner found Bryce died from a distant gunshot wound to the head, and it was ruled a homicide, confirming he'd been deliberately and fatally shot. By putting the pieces together, contradictions, timelines, and physical evidence, investigators.
So he shot. Okay, first of all, he must. That mean he must have had that shit like bent. He must been dug that shit out. He already had everything planned and all that. Took bro out over there. Took bro out over there and shot him from distance. That is crazy, bro.
Promptly arrested Michael LaFlex. He was initially charged with second-degree intentional murder in October 2022. In March of 2023, a grand jury indicted LaFlex and charged him with first-degree murder with premeditation, which carries a mandatory life sentence. After a nearly 2-week-long trial, a jury unanimously convicted LaFlex of first-degree murder with premeditation. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, ensuring he will spend the rest of his life behind bars. In addition to the life sentence, LaFlex was ordered to pay more than $14,000 in restitution and court fees. For exclusive clips and behind-the-scenes content, join us on Patreon.
That's crazy. Bro lies didn't even make sense. Bro had the dumbest lies ever. And then how do you mistake 2 hours from 45 minutes? You told them people you was gone for 45 minutes. She said you were gone for 2 whole hours, my nigga. And then you dug out all the shit. You already had all the shit planned. So that means you been wanting to do this. That's crazy. Hey, if y'all gonna be doing that dirt, y'all gotta have y'all lives at least good. Come on now, my nigga. Come on, bro. But anyway, this is gonna be the second video I'm gonna be posting today. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. No bullshit.